Hello, my name is Olga Martinez.
My name is Rudy Salceda.
And my name is Orissa Walensky. Today, we will be presenting on the topic of fake news.
Fake news has been a discussion point in all formats of news over the past few years. Many people, notably television journalists, have spoken out against fake news as it can cause disagreements between political parties. It can distort the truth about critical issues. The technical term of fake news can be described as a form of yellow journalism, which can be described as journalism that purposely exaggerates the scope of the story in order to attract more viewers. Fake news is the deceitful act of elaborating what is written in newspapers through text and multimedia content describing false events. This method was used to attract and lie to readers. Those who create fake news employ colorful and sensational reporting to maintain the facade. President Donald Trump wants voters to believe he coined the term fake news. This false claim highlights how Trump responds to critical stories and opinions about him. It is said that journalist Craig Silverman popularized the term while conducting research on journalism at Columbia University in 2014. The term has since been widely used to describe the falsified versions of stories on all topics.
Fake news is not only spread by a few isolated articles and individual bad actors, it is also disseminated by a group of people working together to forge fake news on a broad scale through websites and through accounts on social media platforms. One of the most notable examples of this is the establishment of a fake news website. Fake news sites function as an authentic news site, but include completely made-up stories and hoaxes that oftentimes include real-life people and events and frequently have to do with current political topics. A leading fake news website includes Infowars.com, which was launched in 1999 by far-right conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. Infowars is known to post deceptive stories about various topics such as climate change, the 9/11 terrorist attacks, and even recent school shootings, claiming that, quote, crisis actors are used instead of actual people who have suffered from these tragedies. Jones has been sued multiple times by offended victims, and Infowars' content has been removed and or banned by both Facebook and Twitter. This shows that social media has taken a step forward to not only distance itself from fake news, but to take action in fighting the spread of false stories and to diminish its impact.
There are several malicious practices that help maintain the existence of fake news. Spoofing allows hackers to redirect customers to a fake website that looks almost exactly like the true site. Sniffing enables hackers to steal the individual's confidential information. They can then collect and process orders, effectively stealing businesses as well as customer-sensitive information from the true site. When hackers receive a notification of denial of service, they flood the network server or web server with thousands of false communication requests for services. When the network receives this menu queries, it is almost impossible to keep up with them, causing hackers to crash the network. Although denial of service attacks do not destroy information or prevent access to restricted areas of the company's information systems, they often cause a website to shut down, making it almost impossible for legitimate users to enter the site. Many firms are reluctant to spend heavily on security because it is not directly related to sales revenue. Protecting information systems is so critical to the operation of the business that makes it worth the investment. This type of extra security could be used to help new organizations combat being the source of fake news.
Bots are prevalent in the internet. We've all seen them. But the technical term for bots are known as spiders and web bots. They are utilized to do repetitive jobs such as indexing the search engine online. They oftentimes come in the form of malware, Trojan, or viruses. Malware takes control over your computer. These bots come in the form of an email or post that people may click on online. There have been instances where individuals, especially the elderly, may get emails, phishing emails, or spam emails that say you have an order arriving, you have a warrant for your arrest, or you owe money to the IRS, which leads the elderly to become scammed. How does this fall under fake news? Many people associate that term with politics and Donald Trump. The reality is, fake news is anything that can be believable to the person that is exposed to such things such as false reporting, or not well knowledgeable in what they are reading. With fake news, they relay spam, which is what you see when you are in an unsecured website and you get pop-ups about elections and fake stories.
Fake news is not simply one-dimensional in its form. This dangerous concept is multifaceted in its technological aspects, and it can appear in the format of written articles, doctored photographs, and deepfake videos, both visually and audibly. Deepfakes are created by bad actors when they take real video footage of essentially any given topic and apply highly advanced software editing techniques to manipulate the video into appearing as something that it truly isn't. Deepfake videos can present viewers with digitally altered faces, voices, and dialogue. Specifically, videos of a political nature are at a high risk of being turned into deepfakes, usually with the intent to lie to viewers and incite anger amongst political rivals. This technological ability proves that certain devices and information systems can be widely misused for dubious purposes. Journalists and the public in general should be wary of the rapid growth of this concerning tool and learn methods in order to identify and differentiate between real videos and deepfakes so that the spread of these pieces of fake news can be stopped.
The multiplier effect in the information system realm is when things are spread easily at a rapid pace but in multitudes. An example of this would be Instagram, where people get friend requests which later turn into spammer profiles. The multiplier effect not only affects social media applications, it affects everything, like YouTube videos. You also try to watch video and tells you to click on a link, which turns out to be filled with Trojans and viruses. This also transcends into the bandwagon effect in cancel culture in today's youth and society, because there is nobody to fact check what they're watching and to determine what they see is 100% factual. Therefore, it gives a gateway of opportunity for these multiplier effects to be put in place, since it will get more clicks and traction from the algorithms for specific apps such as YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. On September 5, 2018, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg spoke in front of Congress to testify against Russian interference with the election. Congress wanted to know what Facebook was going to do in the future about their monitoring the websites about the spreading of fake news. This came to light when in the election of 2016, there were inconsistencies about Facebook selling its user data to a company that was gathering data to target individuals with spam about presidential candidates. Mark Zuckerberg was in the line of fire speaking in front of Congress. Him being a CEO of the company was not handling the inconsistencies that were happening in Facebook about fake news stories and fake accounts spreading malicious information about individuals like Hillary Clinton. It even became a point when Congress wanted him to step down as the CEO because he did not handle the information of Russian hackers and spammers sending information to undecided voters to persuade them to vote for a specific candidate. This is eerie considering Facebook is an American company and yet someone from a foreign country is hacking and hijacking accounts to spread malicious fake news stories. On October 10, 2019, Vox reported Facebook does not want to take down an ad against Joe Biden released by the Trump administration in regards to Joe Biden promising Ukraine money. After the research, I have concluded that as technology rapidly changes, people find alternatives to create bots and target the novice technology users. Unless corporate companies do something about the multiplier effect, they will continue spreading fake news and false information to individuals that don't do their due diligence to fact check what they're reading. Facebook continues to surround itself with scrutiny regarding its opposition to fix something that needs to be fixed, like removing the advertisement of fake news and false reporting. Thus, will continue to surround itself with congressional hearings if they don't take action.
Many people argue that the problem of fake news is not to be blamed on the artificial intelligence technology systems that can be used to generate fake stories, but rather the cognitive level of literacy and the state of being cautious of those who read and believe it. Due to how simple it has become to share with or repost to family, friends, and others any news articles that we come across, some users have come to bypass the step to deliberate over the fact of whether or not what they have been presented with is legitimate and the genuine article. This act of ignoring this step has permitted a large portion of the online community to fall for fake news of abnormal or even preposterous nature and spread lies on an extensive scale using social media and other forms of digital communication. Silicon Valley, which is the Northern California region that has become the hub of technological and digital innovation in recent years, did not foreshadow this modern technology to be abused for destructive reasons, but is now blamed by some to have caused the accessibility of software programs to assist in creating fake news in its many forms. However, it is ultimately the responsibility of online consumers to determine whether if the news articles they read are legitimate, relevant, and truthful.
Preventive methods can be taken to help avoid believing and therefore spreading fake news. Larger news corporations, particularly MSNBC and CNN, have utilized fast checkers who are hired individuals to investigate news pieces to verify that the information is accurate and timely. It is essential to point out that it is not only the responsibility of only news anchors and journalists to help of information battle against purposeful misinformation. Readers are now tasked with ensuring that what they are reading is correct and, more importantly, how it will impact them on a personal level. One major way that consumers can avoid falling for fake news is to conduct personal research and using reputable search engines and checking the official website for authentic news organizations. Being literate in current events is significant to avoid accidentally spreading fake news. In this research, there is a better understanding of the importance of the role of information systems when it comes to combating attacks. Individuals and corporations are recommended to continue protecting their networks and database with antivirus software or firewall to prevent a data breach or identity theft.
After carefully analyzing the subsequent devastating effects of fake news on the global public, both in person and online, it can be determined that the modern technological advancements in the field of information technology and the design and capacity of developments in information systems have played a key, unplanned, yet damaging role in the development and spread of fake news generated by bad actors. News organizations have made and continue to make many attempts to correctly inform viewers and readers, to encourage them to stop and take the time to identify falsehoods and verify any factual evidence that is presented to them. Doing this will fight the harmful consequences of fake news and halt the intention of misinformation on a broad scale. We hope this delivers a reminder to not believe everything you read online.